Now, if you're anything like me, you love sitting on the couch, snuggled up, reading a good picture book with your family. Their picture books are good for all ages, from babies up through, kids who think that they're too old for picture books. I mean, me myself, I love to just read through picture books on my own, even. They're full of life lessons and just are the perfect way to talk about life and the world with your children, in addition to really having that bonding time. I can't wait to share with you our newest titles in our picture books. Some of these are going to be familiar to you from past releases, and some are some brand new concepts. Now, last year we brought you class picture. This year we bring you back to school. These animals are hilarious in these books. In this one, all of the different animals are going back to school, and you can see why certain things might be challenging for certain animals based on their behaviors and body types and such. Really adorable, perfect for the classroom. If you're familiar with Room on the Rock, then Move That Mountain will look familiar as well. I adore these books. They are told in a really unique way where you read through the book, and I mean, again, how beautiful are these illustrations? But you read through it one way, and you hear the story that maybe doesn't have the most positive spin on it. But when you get to the end, it tells you to read it again, but you start from the back and you read to the beginning. And when you read the story the opposite way, it has a completely different meaning and is a really positive message. Now, manners are a hot topic. They are something that I get asked about all the time. So I was so excited to see Table Manners for Tigers as an addition to this release. It is a rhyming book where the animals are having a party, and then the tigers come and they mess up everything. They have terrible manners, and then they have to go to a school that might be familiar to you. It says here, Miss Molly's School of Manners. Call back to Miss Molly's School of Manners. How fun is that? My kids and I, we kind of like freaked out at that moment. We're like, oh my gosh, we love Miss Molly's School of Manners. But in Miss Molly's School of Manners, of course, they're learning manners. This is perfect for the kiddos who are maybe a little on the young side for Miss Molly's School of Manners and need some help with their table manners. One of my favorites, Lynn Parrish Sutton, is back. Now, she brought us I Love You Animally, I Love You Once Upon a Timely, and now we have I Love You Spacily. I love these books. They are just precious. They have this wonderful rhyming structure to them, like I love you impressively like an impact crater. I love you realistically like a space simulator. I love you categorically like a lunar phase. I love you curiously like an astronomer's gaze. They're just a really unique style of telling a story. And I love that they have these rounded corners for when your child walks around with it and drops it. Then they don't beat up the corners. And they have these extra thick, glossy pages that are the perfect bridge between board book and picture book. We've seen Luna love Library Day. We've seen Luna love dance. And now we get to see Luna love art. Luna's class is going on a trip to the art museum, which is super cool because we are getting to experience this famous artwork alongside her. At the front and the back, it tells us more about each piece as well. How Do You Make a Rainbow is a beautiful book full of hope and color and kindness. It is about a little girl who is with her granddad and asking him about how rainbows are made. And he goes through how they're made. They are made by taking time to listen when the birds sing songs for you and knowing when you wake up every day is fresh and new. It's singing songs together, having fun with punk rock hair, different feelings that go with different colors, and when you put them all together, you get a rainbow. What's extra neat about this is you get to make your own rainbow in this book and talk about or show by drawing, writing, cutting out pictures from a magazine, how each of these colors make you feel and what is in your rainbow to make you feel like you. Eric Odie is the author of some of my very favorite books, Dan the Taxi Man, Too Many Tomatoes, and now he's back with Stop That Poem. And I know already this is going to be one of my favorites for the long run. In this, she's saying, what are you making? Making a poem. Look, she has these building blocks essentially that she's using. Then fall like warm spring shower. It's too tall, you know. A poem might soar like a kite, climb like a tower, then fall like a warm spring shower. You're seeing the poem getting built. But then it does fall. Stop that poem! And we can see how it changes throughout the story. And the illustrations that go along with the words are perfection. You are going to love this one. I think we all need some reminders sometimes on how to be kind. And I'm Almost Always Kind is the book for that. I, number one, adore all the little cutouts in this book. It just makes for a really beautiful experience. And in this story, the main character here is trying to be kind, but sometimes when she thinks she's being kind, like saying, "Hey, new kid, I like your crazy hair," she thinks she's giving a compliment, but the new kid really didn't like that very much, of course. So she's learning about how to really be kind, and she's able to see how to really be kind when her mother is kind to her, and she sees how that makes her feel. And when her mother was kind to her, she wanted to be kind to others, and then that kindness spreads and spreads, and the more that you are almost always kind, the more others are as well. It's a beautiful story. In Leo and the Octopus, Leo is a boy who is on the autism spectrum, and he struggles to make sense of the world until he makes a friend, Maya the octopus. And it's just a beautifully dreamy story about their bond and how he finds that he's not so alone after all. The illustrations in this are absolutely gorgeous. They are so vivid and graphic and wonderful. Let's talk about bad days. We all have them, and our kids have them as well. In Barbara Throws a Wobbler, Barbara's just having one of those days. It's one thing after another until things just get so big and she has a wobbler, and the wobbler starts growing and growing and growing. This is looking familiar, right? Until the wobbler tells her, "Hey, actually, you made me. You can get rid of me too." And she does. She breathes and figures out how to get rid of her wobbler, and then decides that she can play with her friends again after all. I love this little bad mood guide here at the back as well, where we see all the different bad moods that we might encounter from day to day.